All right, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video over here in Mom and Dad's garage. And I've noticed here recently the 68 Firebird video, a couple of them been doing really well, especially the Dyno Day one. It shot up, so if I got any of those returning viewers, the next bit of content will definitely cater to you guys, and hopefully everyone else enjoys this too. So what I'm going to be doing is going over Dad's 68 Firebird and what we do with it and the work we've been doing to lead up to this to get this thing dialed in. So here it is. It is a 68 Ram Air 2 Verdoro Green Turbo 400 automatic Firebird. It is originally a 400 car, not originally a Ram Air 2. They only made those about 6 months, but we did acquire a Ram Air 2 engine for it and swap that in. We keep the numbers matching, one tucked away. But so what we've been doing is he bought this in 2013, so we bought it specifically for the pure stock drags. We go at in Stanton, Michigan every year, been going since 98 or 99, and we finally bought this, and this was kind of our gateway to having a car up there finally. So we went through a lot of trials and tribulations getting this thing to run quicker, and then we found the Ram Air 2 engine, which leads us up to where we're at now. So basically, the quickest we could run, we got the timing dialed in, messed with the carburetor a little bit, did some things like that, some other little tidbit things that help you launch better, and a slew of things. And if you guys are that interested, I could do a more overview video on things we've done to make the car work the way it does. But anyway, the fastest we got this thing to run was 12.7 at 111, which is pretty respectable for a factory stock car on bias plies. But we know there's a lot more in it. So the Dyno Day, which I went over, if you go back and watch that video, it's doing pretty well. Pretty easy to find. It's the Dyno video. We found out the tack we've had in this car was so far off. I was shifting at about, that tack was inaccurate, so 6 to 6,200. Well, come to find out, that tack was bad, and I was shifting the car at about 5,500 or so, which was like right before the peak power really hit. So hopefully this year, now that we've got stuff dialed in, which I will go over with you in just a second, we are really excited to see what this thing's going to do, actually having a good auto meter tack in it and shifting at the right RPM. If we can dip down in the low 12s, I think that's right where this car needs to be, so we're pretty stoked. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into what we've been doing, so that way you guys can see this and what we've done. And then the next video, which will be after the drags, and that's coming up the weekend of September 16th. So if any of you guys are in the Midwest and want to go up to Stanton, Michigan, it's that weekend. I think the 16th and 17th would be the two dates. I can confirm that at the end. Anyway, let's go ahead and get over this. So it'll be kind of a talking overview video, so sorry, not the most entertaining, but anyway. So here's the engine. This was built by Scott Tiemann. If any of you guys know Pontiacs, you'll know that name. And there's those nice Ram Air 2 round port heads, which are the same as a Ram Air 4. I got the factory Ram Air 2 header / exhaust manifolds. They're pretty good, high-flowing manifolds. But one of the things we noticed last year on these cars that have the factory manifold / headers, you actually have to run, if you see that aluminum adapter, you have to run this oil filter adapter that kicks the filter out and clocks it at a 30-degree angle, because obviously you can see the headers dropping down right below it. So you couldn't just have it coming straight down. So we noticed that was leaking last year, and obviously we don't want oil getting on a hot manifold causing a fire or getting under the rear tires and causing us to wreck. So Dad went ahead and got that all pulled out, got it resealed up, got the oil changed, so that's good to go. And another thing we did was we wanted to monitor air fuel ratio. So we got an AEM wideband installed. As you can see it sticking down, or sticking out right down there. We just tossed some high temp paint on it for now, just to protect the welds, because I welded in the O2 bung. So I'll crawl under there and show you guys that real quick. There we go. So there it is. I welded in that O2 bung, and when you weld these in, you need to have them at least a 10-degree angle or above. Ours is at right about 20. You don't want them laying perfectly parallel. They really won't read right for you. But if you notice any of the sectioning out here, we actually sectioned some portions out of this front pipe to get this exhaust tucked up because it was hanging down. Looked kind of gross from the side of the car, but anyway, we got that all done. And then on the inside of the car, Dad just got the new gauges put in, new oil pressure gauge, temp gauge, and then there you can see the AEM wideband gauge. So all we got to do is weld in this inline fuse adapter here, and then everything is pretty much done. So he's been knocking out a lot of stuff getting this thing ready. The exhaust was one of them, the O2 was one of them, getting that leak fixed on the adapter. And then back here on the dyno, we noticed this exhaust tip hanging down a lot further than it's supposed to. And come to find out, our exhaust hanger broke. So aside from wiring that wideband in, we gotta fix this exhaust hanger. So not a big deal. So that's what I'm getting ready to work on now. So we're really hoping we can do a lot more with this car this year. I think we will. I think it'll be a really fun session out there, getting this thing to run a lot quicker than it ever has. Oh, got to show you the tack as well. One of Auto Meter's vintage style. It's pretty neat. But we've been working pretty hard at trying to dial this thing in and could never figure it out. And hard to believe it was a tachometer the entire time. So, hey, sometimes it's the simplest stuff that you don't really, you overlook because you just think it's got to be something more, in depth that's wrong with it, and it really wasn't. So I think I'm going to jump under here, see if I can mess with this exhaust hanger real quick and see where we go from there. And then I might jump back in and go over some more information on the car. All right. We got the new hanger up there, and it's holding the exhaust up, so looks like it's working as it should. We're gonna flatten that out. I bent it just a little bit too much, but turned out pretty good. A little bit of rubber in there to keep it with a little bit of flex in it, because you don't want it super solid mounted, because that can crack manifolds and stuff. But anyway, that's all in and done. All right, another thing that Dad got finished up. Let me see if we can see it under here. Man. There, you can kind of see it up in there. The shift selector, that seal was leaking like a sieve, and we were losing a ton of transmission fluid. And he went through and we pulled off the linkage there and pulled the lever off and went through and yanked that seal out. They make those shift selector seal removers and installers. So he got that all knocked out, and now it's not leaking any more fluid. So that's good to go. And then, like I mentioned, all he has left to finish in the car is putting in that inline fuse. And that should be about it. And this thing will be pretty much squared away. All right. So, and like I mentioned, if you guys are in the Midwest and want to come see the pure stock drags and even come check out the car, see us run, it's at Mid-Michigan Motorplex at Stanton, Michigan. You can look it up on Facebook. You can check their Facebook page out, get the dates, which I think it's September 16th and 17th, I believe. And it's open Friday. I think the gates open at 8 or 9, and same with Saturday. Friday's all test and tune. Saturday morning, they have a little bit of test and tune. Then they pair you up with your matches, and you have the best 2 out of 3. And usually all of us guys, it's a pretty tight-knit group. We end up running all 3 races no matter who wins. It's just, you know, a lot of fun. Good people, a lot of good cars, and there's usually over 120 cars normally. Sometimes more, sometimes a little less. It's really awesome. I mean, you're talking concours quality cars racing. There's a couple real Copo Camaros, a ZL1, some L88 Corvettes, 454 LS6 Chevelles, some Ram Air 4 GTOs, Ram Air 2 GTOs, a few Ram Air 2 Firebirds, a lot of the rare stuff, a couple Hemi Cudas. Yeah, there's a ton of cars. If these muscle cars are what you're into and you're close, come check it out. It's well worth it. It's an awesome event. Dan Jensen puts it on, and him and his brother do an awesome job. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for this one. Just a little update on this car, not very long. Just giving you a good ahead of time video to what you'll be looking forward to here in the near future with us going to the drags. And that way give you guys a heads up if you want to come out and check us out at the actual event, which it's a lot of fun. So should be getting this thing off the cradle and stuff here shortly, so you can knock out that last item, and that'll be it. So we'll see you in the next one. Should be some updates and some more work done on the 55, so look forward to that. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.